She didn't scream when she betrayed him the second time. She didn't even argue. She just sent a message. Cold, casual, almost proud. And in that moment, something inside him didn't break. It went quiet. If you've ever given your whole heart to someone, only to feel replaced, disrespected, or invisible, then stay with me. Because this husband-wife story transformation isn't just about betrayal. It's about the moment someone decides they're done being taken for granted. When he met her, life felt like it was finally coming together. She wasn't just a woman. She was a mother. 2 kids, 5 and 8. Messy mornings. Cartoons playing in the background. Toys scattered across the floor like landmines you learned to step around. It wasn't the life he had imagined for himself. But somehow it felt right. He didn't just fall for her. He stepped into her world. And he stayed. 6 months in, he moved in with her. Fast. Yeah, but it didn't feel reckless. It felt like commitment. Like choosing something real. He paid for things without being asked. Set up the internet in his name. Brought his TV into the living room. Hooked up his Xbox. Even gave the kids his iPad. Not because he had to. Because he wanted to belong. And slowly, he did. The 8-year-old would sit beside him for hours, building worlds in Minecraft. The 5-year-old, always glued to that iPad, laughing at games he didn't understand. Those weren't just devices. They were bridges. Between him and a life he was trying to build. Then one day, everything cracked. 6 months into living together. She cheated. No warning. No build-up. Just truth. Ugly. Sudden. Heavy. And like most people in love, he didn't walk away. He stayed. Not because it didn't hurt, but because he believed it meant something. Believed she'd choose him again. So he moved out. Got his own place. Told himself space would fix things. And somehow, they stayed together. He kept paying the internet bill. $30. Nothing huge, but symbolic. He left the TV, the Xbox, the iPad, because the kids loved them. And because some part of him still felt responsible, still felt like he was part of that home. Even if he didn't live in it anymore, he told himself things would change. She made a mistake. She'll realize what she almost lost. We're stronger than this. But doubt doesn't leave quietly. It lingers. In late-night thoughts. In unanswered texts. In the way she sometimes felt distant. Colder. And every time he felt it, he pushed it down. Because walking away meant admitting something he wasn't ready to face. That maybe he was the only one still trying. Then came the second time. A week after their 1-year anniversary. Days before his birthday. Same guy. No denial. No excuses. Just silence. He texted her. Did you stay with him last night? Read. No reply. Hours passed. Then finally, his phone buzzed. Not a message. A shared note. Cold. Detached. Yes, I did. I've been having a great time. No apology. No hesitation. Just honesty without care. And that's what hurt the most. Not the betrayal, but how easy it was for her to say it. In that moment, he felt everything. Anger. Confusion. That familiar sting of self-doubt. What did I do wrong? Why wasn't I enough? Why did I stay the first time? But then, something unexpected happened. He didn't explode. He didn't beg. He didn't even respond. He went silent. Days passed. No messages. No calls. No closure. Just distance. And in that silence, clarity started to form. Not loud. Not dramatic. Just steady. He opened his phone one day. Not to check her messages, but to check something else. The internet bill. Due soon. $30. The same $30 he had been paying. For a house he no longer lived in. For a family he was no longer part of. He opened the app. Scrolled through settings. And that's when he saw it. A simple switch. On. Off. He paused. Just stared at it. It wasn't about money. It never was. It was about something deeper. Control? Maybe. Closure? Possibly. Or maybe it was about finally doing something for himself. For once, he thought about the kids. How much they relied on that connection. Minecraft worlds. Cartoons. The quiet moments those screens created. He knew what it meant to that house. To her routine. To her peace. He knew. Because he had been part of it. He sat there. Phone in hand. Thumb hovering. 1 hour. That's how long he debated. 1 hour of memories. Of laughter. Of betrayal. Of everything he had given. And everything he hadn't gotten back. Then finally, he exhaled. And tapped. Off that dramatic scene. No shouting. No confrontation. Just silence. But he knew what would follow. Confusion. frustration, kids asking why the internet wasn't working, meltdowns, stress, a house that suddenly felt harder to manage. He didn't know when they'd notice. Maybe immediately, maybe later that night, but he knew they would. And for the first time, he wasn't the one dealing with the fallout. That moment didn't make him feel powerful. It didn't erase the pain, but it did something important. It shifted something inside him. For the first time in a long time, he chose himself, not her, not the relationship, not the illusion of what it could be. Him. And that choice? It was quiet, but it was final. 9 months later. He still thinks about it sometimes. Not with pride, not with regret, just understanding. Because it wasn't about revenge. It was about boundaries. About realizing that love doesn't mean sacrificing your dignity. And that sometimes, walking away doesn't look like slamming doors. Sometimes, it looks like flipping a switch. Love isn't proven by how much you endure. And loyalty isn't measured by how many chances you give someone who keeps breaking you. Sometimes the strongest thing you can do is quietly remove yourself from a place where you're no longer valued. If this story hit you in any way, tell me in the comments. What would you have done in his place? Would you have walked away sooner or done the same thing he did? And don't forget to like and subscribe for more powerful husband-wife story transformations that remind us what love should actually feel like.